Because they were. Did you say it was 158? Why did it go up? Did you not know? Why did you tell us that? I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry, my fault. I'm bad. I should have never said anything. So that was on me.
Yeah. Well, she says, because you let us know if you can see us now. I'm sorry. I only streamed to my Facebook channel and I didn't do all of our channels. Technical difficulties, guys, when I'm a one-man kind of show. Well, these are a part of the show.
No, but she's the one that does all
everything.
Technical. Actually, I try to make us look better.
She does all of this.
If you can't tell, if we don't look a little bit better, can you see
brighter?
Can you see our wrinkles now? You could actually see my age spot right there. And you can see our wrinkles on our shirts now. Well, that's what I do. I'm the tech person, even though I'm not a tech person. So going back to, you guys, now that the 2022 rates have released, okay, the true rates, you said that you've been hearing from your clients, they've been upset.
Yes.
Okay. So because right now the Part B premium as it stands today is $148. In 2022, that premium, and I have to read my little notes here. Otherwise people are like, you didn't say the percentage, or you didn't say the rate, the right. Well, the Part B premium is it's going to go up from $148 to $148 to $170.10 per month.
Yeah.
And that's going to be based off of your income, but that is the standard rate, $170.10. So if you're on Medicare or you're coming up new to Medicare, because we're running into a lot of people new to Medicare lately, right?
Yeah.
That they're finally retiring, and you just want to account for that, even though it's a few extra dollars, like 148 minus the 170, it's only like 20 something dollars.
23, I think.
It's 23.
But I was not a math major. We'll leave that up to Desiree, because Desiree's the math major back there.
I only know because I read it in an article and I memorized
Me
it.
too. If they would have made it 169, it wouldn't have been as bad. Like when they sell something, it's always 99 cents.
Yeah.
Because it looks like it's less. And so that's what they should have done. Made it 169.
$99.99.
Exactly. But no. And they had to add the 10 cents.
Yeah. So even though they got a raise, and that always happens. You get a raise, right?
Yeah.
On your Social Security check every year, mostly. And then the premium goes up. That's nothing new. But because it's getting higher, like it's getting closer to that $200 range, people are like, oh my God, 170. Yeah. So I foresee, if you're of lower income and you're losing income, like you're leaving work and you're only relying on Social Security, and that Social Security check is not very much, you do want to reach out to us, because there is a program called Medicare Savings Program, which includes the Part B premium assistance. These are those commercials that you see, right? Get that 148 back in your check. Well, they're referring to that Medicare Savings Program. So if that is you and you are on Medicare and you're concerned about that Part B premium, what should they do?
Call Ghostbusters. No, call us.
Yeah.
Because I was at my client. She started adding, that's $340
for both of them,
her and her husband. Yeah. And I'm like, yes, it is. So when you add it, when you put it
as
like
a
that,
household,
it's a lot,
Yeah. And then if they have a Medicare supplement with the Part D prescription drug plan, you're adding, the premium for that plus the premium for the drug card. So it does add up quickly. But you don't want to, even though the Part B premium is going up, and let's just say you have a supplement out there, don't like, oh my God, I need to go to Medicare Advantage right now to save money. Like, don't do that. Like, talk to somebody first to make sure that is the best decision for you. Because I think we talked to somebody the other day, right? They were paying how much a month?
$300.
Like $300 a month. And she was like, I was considering going to Medicare Advantage, but when we were like, she had a lot of health issues. We're like,
So I think that would be a good thing to talk about today, as a matter of fact, kind of going into that, leading into that. I ran into somebody who they just became my client. I talked to her daughter. I talked to her daughter a lot, and she mentioned to me, do you have supplements? And I said, yes, I have supplements. And we got on a call and I explained to her, By the time she came to me, she was already older. So she was out of that 65, that 6-month period that you have, right, where there's no medical underwriting. And I went down the line with her and I asked her, the normal line of questions you do when you're going into a supplement, because if you have a lot of health issues, they will decline you. And I think really honestly what happened is her sister initially was helping her mom with all of this, and whoever helped them out either didn't go over both options with them or they didn't understand. So I think that that's extremely important. And we do this a lot. You've told me, like, we need to make sure, and when you trained me and we were going through all of that, how important it is. It doesn't matter. Don't assume that just because maybe somebody's on a lower income that they won't be interested in a supplement, and vice versa. Just because somebody's on a higher income doesn't mean they wouldn't want a Medicare Advantage plan. Yeah. So I think that it's extremely important to all the agents out there that they go over both options, because at the end of the day, you could be kind of like messing up this person's, and then by the time it's too late. They can't get on a supplement. And who knows, their children might be able to pay for it. They're willing to pay for it, which that's great. And so you're kind of just selling them one plan and not giving them both options. Yeah, and I think that's a huge disservice.
We know a lot of agents like that.
Yeah. And that's the first thing I do when I always tell them I'm going to give you a Medicare 101. And especially if they're disabled and they're younger than 65, because when they turn 65, they have that option. And I always want them to know that when they turn 65, they can pick up a supplement. And the ones, I don't sell a lot of supplements, but the ones I've sold have been to my clients that a year, 2 years later have called me and said, okay, I'm going to be 65. Can I pick up that supplement? Because they have a lot of one of them had cancer. One of them had lupus. They're always going to the doctor and they're having, specialists 4 or 5 times a month. And so at that time, they were able to pick it up and they could afford it, Yeah. But even if they can, they have to have that option down the line, And so it's important that we explain Medicare, and I always tell them we have 3 options: your supplement, and then the HMO and the PPO, and because they need to know, it's important, Yeah. And they need to know that once they pass that 6 month, that they're going to be underwritten, and if they're healthy, okay. But if they're not, and they take a lot of prescriptions, don't lie, because Big Brother is always watching. They know everything,
Big Brother is watching
I had, one of my clients' daughter called me because they saw a supplement online. On the television, they called. And she signed her mom for it. And then she got a letter from the supplement saying we don't accept her because she's already up in age and it's got, a couple prescriptions and illnesses. And then she called me all panicking. Did they drop her regular plan? I don't know why I did this, Sylvia. I'm so sorry. So, yes, the commercials sound great, on the supplements, but it's always great to talk to somebody. If you have an agent, talk to the agent, make sure they explain everything before they actually sign something.
Yeah. And, and I won't say a lot of agents do, which I'm glad, because people are being, maybe being trained better, or they're taking their job more seriously. But there's still that vast majority that we unfortunately do hear those things. So the Part B premium is going to go up to $170.10 for the new year. So take a look out for that. So if it comes out directly of your Social Security check and you were expecting a certain amount based off of the increase, then remember the deduction for Part B is $170.10 for 2022. Another thing, remember, not when the new Medicare cost and premiums come out, it's not just specifically to Part B. It's also to what? The deductibles, right? Part A deductible, Part B deductible. And before I move on, going back to the Part B premium, remember that if you're of higher income, you need to take a look at the IRMA, which is basically your monthly, they base it off of your income. And if your income is within a certain threshold, you have to pay more. So your Part B premium can actually be more. We have those exact figures we can give you. So just call us and we can go over those with you, especially if you're retiring. We want to know that. Now, the hospital deductible for Part for Part 8 2022 is going to go up to $1,556.
Okay.
So almost $100 difference.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big jump.
I always let them know that.
And then the Part B deductible is actually going up to $233.
Wow, that's almost $30 because it's 203 now.
Yeah, so there's been some increases in the Medicare cost. But like I said, this may or may not affect you. Again, if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan, technically, in most cases, you're not paying the Part A and the Part B deductibles. You're paying those fixed copays. It will affect you if you're on a Medicare supplement, Plan G or under, because typically you're responsible for the Part B deductible. Depending on if you're not on Plan F, you're usually responsible for the Part B deductible and then maybe possibly copays. But you definitely want to be aware of those numbers. All of you that are watching that are on Medicare right now or about to get on Medicare, you should have received that Medicare New Book, and that information will be in that book for the new year. I don't know if they've already included. It's not going to be this year, right? Because they've already sent it out.
Yeah, because
it'll be next year.
Somebody called me and they wanted to know where it was, and I'm like, I don't think it is.
Yeah, because they already had printed out those for
a couple of months ago.
Have they already printed those out for?
Yeah, everybody already got them.
Yeah.
I have mine.
Oh,
I mean, not mine. I should have
somebody.
I took it from a senior. I always take one from my client.
Showing her age.
I always take one from my client because I always like to have it there and show them, when they have a penalty, they're like, nobody ever told me. I'm like, let me take the Bible out.
Yeah.
So
that's a good book to have, the Medicare New Book, especially because it's just good to be aware of where everything's located, get familiar with the book. So that way, and most of the time in the back, you'll see like all the Medicare Advantage plans options if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now I've noticed that more clients, when I was at the senior center yesterday, a lot of them are paying closer attention to that book and looking in the back and comparing the plans, to before they would get it and just throw it away. And so I see a lot of them this year really looking at it and trying to figure out what's going on and, understanding how Medicare works.
Do you feel, because I feel like there's a shift happening, and I don't know if it's just me, but do you feel that more and more people seem more educated about Medicare more than ever?
Yes.
Okay. Me too. Because I think like things like this, like Medicare Live Show or YouTube channels or people writing books or doing all this stuff educating. I think seniors get frustrated, right? What do you think? Do you think they're getting frustrated? Do you get a sense of like because you're kind of new to the Medicare side. So do you feel like a lot of people you're running into would be more educated on topics, or do you still feel like you're having to play a lot of like catching up for them? Like,
it's kind of split down the middle because I'll run into people, but I think the biggest thing too, like she's saying, really reading what you get sent, the information. And if you don't understand something, then having somebody like an agent who knows what they're talking about. Cause I don't know how many times you come across people that are like, I have a supplement. And I'm like, okay, well, how much are you paying for your supplement? They're like, nothing. I'm like, okay, what are your copays when you go to the doctors? Of course, these are all questions that Victoria taught me, so I can get down to the nitty gritty. And so they're like, I don't pay nothing. I'm like, okay, would you go to specialist? Yes. I paid $35. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, then you're on a Medicare Advantage plan. So it's just, they're little things like people getting educated on just what you have, because the same thing with Desiree and Josh. They'll have a lot of people who say they have a supplement or they don't know what they have. And it breaks my heart because they're very frustrated and very frazzled. I've run into 2 people like that this week who are like, I don't know. I just don't know what's going on. And then they just almost don't do anything, which is worse. Right. So really, and I tell them, let me look, if you want me to help you, I'll help you. But like, let me explain to you what's going on. Right. So I think there is a mix of people really knowing what's going on. And then some people that just don't know. Like nothing about what's going on with their plan.
And I think with them being bombarded with the television ads and the paper ads and, it just confuses. Like I said, I was at my senior center yesterday, and the majority of the people I spoke to was their confusion with all the ads, saying, well, I want this, and they're telling me they're going to give me this back, or I can do this and I can do that. And then I have to explain to them, well, the reason they give you back is because they qualify. Every plan you have to qualify for. And so if they're going to give you back, they're giving you that 148 that they're taking out for the Medicare. So there's right now they're just so confused with all the ads and everything.
And dare I say, it's a little dangerous.
Yes. And so we educate them right from the beginning, when we put them on a plan or when we come across them, then they'll understand, because I remember when I first started, I had so many of my clients telling me, I have a supplement. Everybody had a supplement. And then when I would talk to them, I'd say, no, it's a Medicare Advantage. No, it's a supplement. And we'd have this back and forth. And then I always put it on paper and I explain. And then they would be like, oh, I don't have a supplement.
Yeah, so, I think, dare I say, it's a little dangerous with all the advertising. And maybe there's got to be some kind of shift in it too, because there's some of these people who have dementia, who have issues, who don't remember, who will literally get their plan switched so many times. And I had my grandmother who passed away had dementia. And so like for me, when I talk to somebody over the phone, I'm like, I'll ask them questions and I'm like, oh no. I'm like, does somebody help you with your plan? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, well then I think you probably should have that person maybe give me a call or look into it for you just to make sure you're on the right plan for you. And I think sometimes they get taken advantage of and they get switched around 100 times and it's just sad.
And you can't pinpoint who and what and where and why. It's almost impossible to be like, well, who's not giving them the right information? Because all of us feel like we're doing the right thing by giving them the information, but there's people out there that might feel the same, but they're really not giving them. I don't know, because I always think, okay, the call centers are very, I don't like to blame call centers.
No,
because the call centers actually there are some sales practices before you get to a licensed agent that I don't agree with, but the call centers are not necessarily bad because they're being recorded. They have to do things.
They have regulations.
Yeah. So when agents are like, the call centers, it's like, okay, get over it. You're just jealous.
You're just not that great.
But I'm not saying that every call center does, but I'm like, we all want to say you bad, evil, but there's just bad seeds everywhere. There's bad lawyers, bad doctors, bad judges, bad everything. So you just can't avoid it. But the good news is that Adriana always knows when I'm getting the punchline. The good news is that there's more good people than the bad ones out there. And you're also gonna, if you run into somebody like us or somebody out there that's been doing this a long time, more than likely we're gonna find the problem that needs fixing and we're gonna help you fix it.
Right.
Now, with that being said, we need your help. Because don't wait till the last minute to do things. Don't come to us when the problem's too bad to fix.
Right.
Get us where the problem's not too bad to fix. Because, sometimes you guys call us at night, at 9:00 at night. And okay, naturally, we're going to get back to you in the morning. But then it's too late. We got back to you too late in the morning. And then you end up switching your plan and we can't help you anymore. And
I've been there. Yes.
And so it's like, but I'm like, I'm asleep. I can't answer your phone, but I get it because people want to fix a problem right now.
Yes.
And if it's like, oh my God, it's, if I just don't go to sleep and fix it. Cause I get it. I'm like that sometimes too.
You have there's two extremes. The people who want to take care of it right now and can't wait, or the people who wait till the last minute.
Yes.
Yeah. There's
no in between.
Yeah, exactly. I've had people, the same thing. Every time they call me, I text them back. I'm in a meeting. And I've had where I've called them back, an hour, 2 hours there. Oh no, I already signed. I call, whatever the plan is and stuff. I'm like, okay. Adios.
Adios, amigo.
Adios. And they're like, wait a minute. Can you explain to me what I got? I'm like, no, you went somewhere else. It's like, why didn't you call? I'm sorry. And it happens that, so I always tell my clients, if you call me and I'm with a client, I'm not going to pick up the phone because I'm just not. So I will call you back. Just give me some time.
That's what I tell I think we all do that, but some people are just so impatient that they can't wait. And that's what ends up happening is on the same token, like people make these rash decisions because they can't wait or not patient enough. And they end up making the decision that might ruin their plan or affect their benefits.
Right.
And so not being educated and knowing and making sure that you talk to somebody that you trust and really relying on the information and going, okay, this is my agent. I trust her or him. They're going to give me the right information. I heard something. Let me call them, and see what's going on. But then sometimes they're like, no, I'm going to make that change. And then what ends up happening? They're upset. They're breaking down because now they've changed their plan. Their doctor might not be in network. Their medications might not be covered. And at that point, I'm sorry, but you can't feel sorry for them because you've done everything you're supposed to do as an agent, telling them, call me if you have any questions. Let me know if somebody calls you and tries to change your plan. Because like, you're right, there's good and there's bad agents. Everybody isn't bad. But for the most part, I am very fortunate and blessed to have come across an agency who does the right thing. And I'm so glad. I know that every time I get on the phone, I'm giving somebody the right advice and letting them know the right thing. Yeah. Even if they're not our client. I'm like, you know what? Maybe you need to call your agent. Ask them if they can help you.
We do that a lot.
Yes.
Like who's helping you? Yeah. Call them. Let them. And now if they're like, no, I don't want to work with them because that's happened too. Trust me, we've run into that a lot. They're like, no, I don't like them. I don't want to work with them. I said, okay, well, just be sure. Like when they call you, you let them know you said that, because, but majority of the time we're always like, what's always in our process? Do you have somebody that helps you with this every year? Yes or no? No. Okay. If they say yes, then we always try to revert them back to that agent. And if they say they can't get a hold of them, then at that point we do help them. But when it comes to getting your information, there's a lot of ways to get information out there. So I'm glad, I think with technology, where before you didn't have all this, like live shows, YouTube, websites. I mean, websites have been around longer, but can you imagine when it was just like people knocking on your door and hoping that they were saying the right thing?
And it's so easy. I remember carrying a stack of all the different plans. That's why I'm a little hunchback from my the olden days.
And now all I have to do is like,
hey, what's that stick where you have the stick and you have the cloth? She had her little enrollment kits like that.
So much stuff and the formularies and the doctor list. It was insane. And now it's so easy. I can pull up 3 plans. I can show them the 3 plans and the prescriptions and the doctor. I mean, it's just so easy. And it's great for them because they can see their plan and the new plan they're interested in, and the plan that they've been hearing on the TV. Yeah. And then they can compare all 3 of them, Yeah,
that's so cool. Yeah. Like I was meeting with a new client the other day, or potential new client, and of course new to Medicare coming in, and I was like, okay, well, once we have your doctors, because there's like, well, we see all these plans and a lot going on. I said, okay, once we get your doctors, your medications, who you're willing not to give up as a doctor, what your situation is, what you want, what you don't like we're going down the whole line. Right. And then I said, we have a system and we could put all your drugs and all your medications and basically it's going to do the work for us. Not all the work, but it's going to do process of elimination. And at that point, we can then make a recommendation based on the insurance company, right? Because, we're not going to name any names, but there's a lot of them that are not that
you should go, bah, bah, bah.
Yeah, do that.
Hey, are you on a...
Can I hear it? I can hear it.
Can you? Like slightly?
Slightly.
Are you on a wah plan? Hey, if you see us on Facebook doing advertising or on the TV, we're going to be like, are you on a wah plan? And then if you watch the show, you're going to know what we're talking about.
Exactly.
The good thing with...
You can't name names.
Yeah, we will never name names. So you will never know who we're talking about.
Torture me as much as you want it.
Well, never going to happen.
Another good thing about comparing is that now with the technology we have, we can tell them if they're going to fall in the donut hole.
Yes.
Because it's a big thing. I've had several of my clients that I've met that are in the donut hole right now.
Yeah.
And so, we'll go with all the prescriptions, and I'll tell them some of them next year are going to fall 2 months earlier. So, I've told them, I'm sorry, you failed in October. Next year, it's going to be August. And they're like, why? And so I explained to them, but, nowadays we can tell them everything about their plan,
and we can tell them tips on what to do and what not to do. But those are all Medicare. The funny thing is that we think, well, not we think, because even it's confusing for agents. There's a lot in the background that to learn, right? But the basics are there. But when it comes to we talk about the same thing over and over. That's why next year we're going to have a lot more different people on the show to talk about actual resources, maybe assisted living facilities, how those work, home health care, things like that everybody can actually use. But with Medicare, when it really comes down to it, if you can really just get the foundation part down, you can pretty much navigate everything else. When you have changes in medications, you have changes in doctors, your doctor, we talked about it last week, when a doctor leaves the medical group, things like that, how to pivot. But the number one important thing I would say is that every one of you out there should have a relationship with an agent, whether that's for your car insurance, health insurance for sure, definitely your home and auto insurance, because that's if your house burns down, you're like, oh my God, who do I call? And the first thing you think about is your insurance company or your agent, right? Your health insurance, you should have, and your life insurance, you should have an agent for that. So just like you have a plumber and an electrician that your go-to people, you need a go-to person for your health and life insurance, right?
Right.
And so when you'd have those relationships with people, sometimes here's my thing with call centers, not all of them, because I know a few of them that are really, really good, more branded, but I'm talking about the call centers that are this call may be recorded for quality and training purposes.
And then they still hang up on you.
By the way, guys, I do voiceover work. So if you ever need anybody to do voiceover work, I can definitely do that for you.
Email us. We'll put you in touch with her.
I forgot what I was going to say there. Oh, so when you call into call centers, not that my argument is not that they do a bad job, because I think they probably have to do a good job. They have to go down all the rules, right? But you can't have the ability to create a relationship with somebody that you can't call directly. So this is the first rule of thumb. Maybe you guys should ask this question. Excuse me. When you're talking and shopping for insurance, maybe the first thing, aside from all the main stuff you got to talk about, is, hey, before we go on with the call, will I be able to call you directly in the future later? Or if we get disconnected, can I actually call you back? Yes. Or if I have a question, can I call you back or text you?
Like that.
Or even email you? I don't care if you're doing it over the phone. If they say yes, then great, right? Because we do a lot of stuff over the phone. A lot of Adriana's clients don't even see her face to face. But guess what? They're getting a text message. They're missing out. Adriana's out there they're really missing out on me. But even if you do it over the phone, even
you smile and it's got that.
Oh yeah.
But you're right. I have a client I just took on, my mom, and yesterday I was getting home. She helps us with the girls, and she goes, Mija, she goes, I need to find a dentist. And I was like, oh, that's right, I forgot I'm your agent. And she said to me, one of the things she said is, I don't want to be on the phone. I hate calling in. I'm on hold forever. And it literally will take me about 5 minutes to go online and look it up and find her a dentist in her area. And that's what we're talking about right there. Yeah, you're having a relationship with your agent and not having to be on hold, not having to call and not speak to the same person every time, and them not know about your medications and your doctors, because we have all of that information. We keep it for you. We remind you, remember you told me about this? Remember I told you about that? Oh yeah, I remember. Okay.
You remember.
Yes, you remember. and the agents will help them. I help them with invoices. If they have, I just had a client and he got an invoice for $7,000 at cancer. So he should have only been paying his co-payments and then the $60 for the MRIs they were charging him. And so we called the insurance and they kept transferring. He kept saying, they're transferring me to the mental health department of the insurance. And so I called them. I go, let me call them. So I called them, and sure enough, they kept transferring me to the mental health.
They're like, you're going to go crazy working with us.
This bill.
And so I finally called, spoke to a manager, and they had sent the bill to the mental health department, somehow got coded wrong. So then he texted me like 2 days later, he got a new bill and he just owes his regular $20 and $60. And he was so happy. And it's because and I've never seen him before. He's one of my clients that I signed over the phone. And I've always tell him, call me
because of your tenacity.
There you go. I like that word.
So tenacious.
She's tenacious.
He calls me and I help him with that. And if you, like you said, if you're talking to a call center, not that there's anything wrong with it, and you're not talking to an actual agent and you can call them, then you're going to have to do all those steps by yourself.
You know what it's like comparing it? You just gave me an idea. It's like, so you're right. Like call centers are not bad. It's kind of like when you go to HEB and you prefer to go through the line so you can talk to a cashier or you got the self-checkout.
Oh,
so it's, you know,
I like that.
I'm always like looking for metaphors
Look
and
at
analogies.
you.
I'm like,
You're hired.
You're hired.
You know, like it's like that way. Some people will
Don't
prefer
write her
not
up
to
like
have
you were today.
those relationships. They prefer to not be like, you know, personal with somebody. So they were like, you know, I just want to go through the self-checkout lane and I don't have to deal with somebody. And that's fine. That's great.
And then what happens when you're buying liquor and it beeps and you're
and then you need somebody's help,
or the price is wrong? That's what happens when you use a call center.
Well,
like
okay,
that.
and again,
Not all the time.
we're not saying call centers bad. Again,
no, we're not.
Call centers are not bad.
It's you haven't. There's individuals who like it, and there's people who don't.
So you choose, right? So basically, we're saying the choice is yours.
Yes.
I don't know why I want to talk like that. I'm like wanting to talk like a movie previews.
What is that from? Say that again. There's a movie
The
that
choice is yours.
It sounds like an action movie, like.
I don't know. Anyway, getting back to what we're talking about.
Thinking about that all day long.
This is what we do, guys. We just go off topic.
Nonsense.
No, I wasn't saying they're bad. I was saying like you have a choice. You go to the self-checkout lane, or you can go to where you have a cashier.
There you go.
Out.
There you go.
Exactly.
And we are the cashier. Sometimes you'll run into
a bad cashier.
You'll run into a cashier that's been working a 16-hour shift.
Take out the book every now and then to look at what the vegetable code is. They're like, I've been here for 15 years, but I don't know what the code is for this vegetable, this fruit.
Good morning, Stephanie. How are you? Thank you for commenting. And thank you, guys. Thank you so much for liking the show, sharing the show, commenting in the show, letting us know that you're watching. The reason I keep looking this way is because my screen's here, but I just bought me something really nice, and I'll be able to look there.
I'm so excited.
I know. I have an obsession with technology and equipment. So I might need to
we reap the benefits of that.
Yeah.
So I need to stop. I told Carmenzi yesterday, babe, I did a bad thing. And then she's like, what did you do? Did you buy another watch? I'm like, no.
Aww.
And then I said, no, and I told her what I bought. She's like, oh, it's for the business. I'm like, all right.
Tax deductible.
You just tell her the watch is for the business too, so you can tell what time it is when you got to go home.
Yeah.
You're like, I got to go home now.
Because when I want to know the time, I come to you.
That's right. Victoria, what time is it?
What time is it?
Let me read this because the numbers are not on there, but
it's just for show.
Is it real?
Well, one thing we really, really, really want, because we only got 10 minutes, 12 to 10 minutes left, is we really wanted to point out the new Part B premium costs for 2022, the new deductibles for 2022, specifically to original Medicare. If you came in late and you didn't get that information, let us know. Our number is there, 866-717-8683. 866-717-8683.
717.
Make a jingle.
You forgot the 8683.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So when you call that number, you're going to get either Sylvia or Adriana or Desiree or Josh. But you're going to either be working with Sylvia or Adriana when you call that number. And if you like them, you can work with them. But if you like, I kind of want to work with Victoria. She seems like she's the smart one. Maybe I'll talk to you. I don't know.
She does. She has those people that only want to work with her. So
no,
I don't take
she's
offense
adorable.
to that. I think it's good. I like to. It's like seeing them. It's like seeing the master at work. I'm like, can I sit in on this?
The masters of the universe.
She's like, Adriana. She's like, they only want me. I'm like, okay.
Y'all are ready. Y'all are really trying to get voiceover work showing up.
That's gonna be our part-time job.
It's addicting once you start talking and hearing these mics like in the thing. Like you want to do all these like things, but I don't know.
I can't hear that anymore.
We can
miss it.
We can get you set up. It's back there.
I fixed my hair today because I knew I was
no pain, no gain. Okay,
that's true. Next week I won't do my hair.
Let us know how you guys are doing this week. Are you having a good week? Is it kind of Let us know in the comments below. If you like the new setup, if you like the lighting, and if you like the clarity, hit the like button. Oh, no, actually don't hit the like button. Hit the love button.
Ooh,
okay?
Love us. Love us.
Love us. And the reason why is
make me your agent.
If not, she can buy more equipment.
That's why. But the reason why is when you hit the love button or any one of those buttons, or you comment, the more that you guys interact with us, the more people it shows to. Facebook is really weird. It doesn't show our post to everybody, even though we'd like it. So the more people that comment and like it and show love to it, the more it gets to you guys, and the more you guys share it. If you have somebody that should join the show, or would like it, that wants to hear us laugh and like be goofballs. Okay, now Sylvia's killed it, Sylvia.
Hey, Thanksgiving's next week.
Oh yeah.
I gotta go shopping.
I'm so thankful you brought this up. Okay, I understand. I was walking around with the kids' mic telling them dinner is ready. Wait, how did you say it? Was it is ready?
That sounds like a lot of fun. I think I'm gonna get one of those.
Was it one of those mics though that was like what do you call that?
With the funny voices,
kind of like the rappers use. That's like.
She just gave me a great idea.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna get me one of those. I'm gonna put it sideways like this. Walk around with sunglasses in my house and just walk around and talk like that in every room.
I like that.
Did you do your homework today?
Yep.
Did you go potty today?
Dinner's ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the morning, school time.
Mm-hmm.
I would do that.
Sounds like fun. I'm doing it. Thanks, Priscilla. Thanks for the idea.
So going back to Thanksgiving, because next Thursday and Friday, we're not going to be here. What would you guys like to see? Would you like to see? Well, should we do a pre-recorded show, or should we just do our show on Wednesday?
I can't do it Wednesday because I have to cook.
Okay. So Tuesday? No?
Tuesday afternoon.
Tuesday afternoon?
Because I'll probably be at the HEB.
You want to do it like Tuesday, 2:30?
Yes, that sounds good.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our show because Thanksgiving obviously is Thursday and Friday. Well, it's Thursday, but we're going to take off Friday.
Shopping.
We're going to be doing stuff Friday. Black Friday. Just joking. I like to buy stuff at the full price and not get discounts. That's just the way I am, okay?
You do. You don't like to use coupons. I mean, not that you don't. You forget to use them.
Yeah,
I forget. Start using them.
I forget. I literally forget stuff at the office. So I will have I'll bring my little bowl that I get my lunch packed in.
That your wife would like back.
Yes. And then I put it in a lunch bag. And then she was been asking for this cord for like a week. I'm like, I'm bringing it. Right. So finally I put it on the couch right there next to the door. So that way I don't forget to leave. But every day I go to the ladies' room before I hit the road because you just never know how traffic's going to be. But then I forgot to come back and get the stuff. So she's like, did you bring the stuff? I'm like, God, dog it. It was right there. I promise.
There's a nice surprise in that lunch bag when she gets it. So.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Did you ever take the champagne bottles from the ice chest that were here for like a month?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that I didn't give them to guests that arrived to my house that were a month old. Okay, so what we're going to do is Tuesday at 2:30, we're going to go live in replacement of Friday. I hate to miss Fridays, but we're not going to be here Friday, okay? But we don't want to not do a show next week.
It's a special edition.
So we're going to do a special edition. You might see turkeys. You might see
3 of us.
3 turkeys. Gobble, 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 gobble. This is right here. Gobble, 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 gobble. That's the turkey. That's my turkey impression, by the way.
Me too.
So if you guys have any questions,
I was always told as a child I didn't have a chin. So
well, you're looking over there.
I need a doctor to take care of my turkey.
Or if I take a picture, I'll stick my head out really far to make myself have a chin.
What
like
Carmenza taught us to say, money.
When you take a picture, don't just randomly say that word out loud.
Yeah.
When you take a picture, you always say money.
Money. So that's she learned that from somewhere, I don't know, but it works.
It does work.
Actually, it works.
All the
really
pictures
well.
you took of us, we look really great.
We look very good.
If you guys don't have any questions, let us know if you have questions, comments, concerns, or message us, or you can call us. There's several ways that you can get a hold of us. We are going to be back on the show Tuesday at 2:30. Do we have anything that day?
No.
Let me double check before I commit to this. I'm over here just committing. 23rd. Actually, I do have something that day.
Don't forget, take pictures of the Christmas tree for
2:30. Maybe we'll just do it 2 to 3, and then I'll bump Josh to 12.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna do 2:30 to 2:30
to 3:30
to 3:30ish.
Okay.
It won't be a long show. It'll be a short show.
Okay.
Do you guys have anything that you want to add? We got about 5 more minutes here that you want to add to the show before we go.
Don't wait till the last minute to do your health plan. It's extremely important.
Yes. And if you get a letter, I had a client call me. He got a letter from his insurance saying that they were dropping him in the end of December. And he called me. Well, come to find out, he had signed up with another plan.
Mm-hmm.
So be careful, guys, out there when you're talking to people. Make sure, like we said, doctors, hospital, if you're talking to somebody and it's a call center, which they're great, make sure they're going down the list and they're asking you all these questions, And if you get a letter from your insurance saying they're dropping you, you probably signed up with somebody else.
Yeah.
So cautious.
Yeah, just be aware. And you have a resource. So if you're watching, there should really be no excuses because you have us as a resource. And if you have an agent that you've been working with for a few years, just call them, text them. You can't expect us to read your mind. Okay. So you need to tell us what's going on, and you got to give us the opportunity to call you back. Now is a busy time. As much as we would love to just be at your beck and call, it's not going to happen. But also, maybe 10 days later, a day or so to get back to you, or just send us a reminder. Hey, did you forget? Oh, yes. Thank you for, because it's a busy time,
right?
But don't give us at least till the next day. Geez, especially if you're calling us at 7 or 8 or 9 o'clock at night.
When you're having dinner.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't answer my phone after a certain time anymore. I used to answer and oh my God. But I'm like, no, this is going to stop. I'll drive myself crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't answer my phone after a certain time. And
I'm sure Mila and Carmenza appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that you're not.
No, and especially with agents that I trained and manage and stuff. I still do that, but
Except me.
I would get calls and these agents are no longer with me because obviously you snip them. The end. But I'd get calls at 11 o'clock on a Sunday or 9 o'clock on a Friday night, which is fine.
I'll sign somebody at that time.
That's what I'm saying. If you're not enrolling somebody, it could wait. Now, if you're at a customer's kitchen table, then maybe I'll text you back. But if you're hey, I have a client next Tuesday and I need books. I'm no. don't you know I'm having wine with Sylvia?
Don't answer it. They look at it like, no, don't answer. We know what they want.
No, I know what that's like. And trust me, your family appreciates it when you cut it off. I remember being on call 24/7 and my kids being like annoyed that I'm looking at my phone. Yeah. So you do sometimes have to cut it off. People have to understand you have a life outside of this. Mm-hmm. And yes, you're responsible for a lot, but you also need time to unwind and rewind so that you can be a good person and ready for them.
Yeah. Otherwise you're just going to get grumpy pants. Grumpy pants.
Yeah.
So what are you guys going to do for the weekend?
We
work tomorrow.
Yes, we work tomorrow. Going
so call us tomorrow. We'll be here.
Yeah.
Start cleaning my house. My brother came in from San Francisco.
Oh, wow.
My brother Junior's here.
Nice.
So I got to clean the house and start getting ready for
cool.
Thanksgiving.
Awesome.
So, how about you?
We're going to take the kids to the light show today.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, yes, yeah. I've been there before. That's pretty cool.
So we say every year we're going to go and we don't go. So we're going to go for sure today. I bought the ticket.
And
so
how about
it's
you?
like for sure thing.
Well, we're going to work tomorrow. Probably put up a Christmas tree. We're going to go buy a new Christmas tree and bring the one that we used at the house over here.
So do you use a real one or artificial? I love real trees.
Well,
I
define
like
real because it's not virtual. It's definitely real.
Smart.
It's as real as plastic can get. Let me tell you.
There you go. I like this. I like to walk in my house and smell.
Well, they sell these little sticks that smell like pine. So they're like you stick.
She's got an answer for everything.
I know. Smart. Beep 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 beep.
She's got really bad allergies. You know this.
Yes.
Yeah.
She would die if she had a real Christmas tree in her house.
No, we're just lazy. Like not lazy, but like I just feel like the plastic tree. It's not plant because they look good. They
look real.
And I'm telling you, you can make it like it feels good when you don't have to like sweep up all the crap.
See, but I don't do it. I make my kids do it.
And then you have to you got to make sure that the tree. I don't know.
You got to fill it up with water. That's Lorenzo's job. Lorenzo does that. The kids sweep up the things, and I just look at it and admire it.
And then water and an aspirin. I don't know why my grandmother told me to put an aspirin in the tree water, and every year I do that.
Interesting.
And does it keep it alive? Does it keep it fresh?
I don't know because I've always used it, and so yes, but I don't know if it's the tree that I bought or is it?
Yeah, we buy a real Christmas tree too.
To do with it.
What do you guys? What are your? Do you? And before I know we're taking too much of your time. It's safer. That's why I switched to plastic. That's what I thought. Unless we're just being told that. Yeah, but
she's right. It is. They can catch on fire. They show you every year on the videos.
People's houses.
And here's another thing. Here's another thing for me, Mila. If it's a real tree, she's gonna chew it.
You see?
No, I don't know. I'm just blaming it on Mila. Mila wouldn't do that.
Poor Mila. You're throwing her to the bus today.
It's just me. Like, gosh, I will avoid Christmas crowds like the plague.
Oh yeah, me too.
I do online shopping now.
And the only place they normally sell trees is like 1604, like that way.
You know where we go and they have them? We bought one at Home Depot, super expensive, but it died really quickly. So now we go to Lowe's and they have these little things outside and there's not a lot of people. So we go there, we take the girls and we pick out a tree together.
I think Home Depot. I think we're going to stick to our plastic tree one. It's very, it saves you money. There you go.
That's true.
Saving money.
It does.
You don't have to put the lights on every year because the lights are already there for you. And then you just go boop.
I love the decorating.
We've had a real Christmas tree since Lorenzo and I moved out together. And back then we didn't have very much money. So we used to get the pine, the Scotch pine. Oh, those things are like super sharp. So that when you would put the lights on, it would hurt so bad. And now we can afford the nicer one and the one that's not going to scratch your skin off when you're putting the lights on.
Oh, see, Carmenza says she will. I think you're talking about Mila eating the tree. And I think that's what she's referring, or unless it was me saying that I will avoid the trees like the plague. I don't know which one we are referring to. I don't like crowds. Okay. Well, no, I take that back. If there's a beer booth,
I was going to say the same thing too.
Definition.
Let me have a shot first before I go out into the crowd.
Yeah, I will wait in line forever for a drink.
For a chicken on a stick, I will wait for a stick. For a turkey leg, chicken on a stick.
beer, wine.
But now
But
these
not at
days,
Walmart.
I don't like to wait anymore. Like, I'm just like, I'll pay extra. Like, I'll pay extra. Just get me somewhere. Get me to the VIP section. Get me to, because I don't know. Like, I don't know what it is lately. I'm just
We've paid our dues.
We've paid our dues. But even
to the front.
Even at that, I used to like crowds. But I mean, I'll still go to a concert and I'll still go to Fiesta and stuff like that. But I don't know.
Shopping is different. I hate to shop.
No, shopping, that's the thing. Like, I always go when people are at work, like, because I don't go after, like, or before. And I hate this. Every time I try to go to Best Buy, they don't even open till 11.
Yeah, I know. They changed the time.
Why?
I don't know.
Of everything.
They're like, Victoria's coming. Shut the doors.
They should say Victoria's coming. Open the doors.
Yes.
Oh, hey, do y'all remember that commercial? Was it a Mervyn's commercial? It was like, open.
Yes, it was a Mervyn's commercial. She'd be at the door. Open.
Man, that was a good commercial.
I like that commercial.
Oh my gosh, Mervyn's.
Mervyn's?
She says, Steffi says, I'm going to go cut down my own tree this year at the tree farm.
Every year we say that.
Awesome.
Coming from Gonzales, I worked at Gonzales last year, and right there on 90, I think it's 90. I don't know, I'm not very good with my freeways. Right at the corner, coming from Gonzales, they have a beautiful tree farm. And every year I say I'm going to go out there and cut it. And then every year I don't, because I need a truck.
I have a truck. You can use my truck.
I don't want to scratch it. It's new. I was going to use my brother's.
How are you going to scratch a truck?
I don't know.
How big is the tree?
I usually buy a 6-footer.
Yeah, it'll fit.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll fit perfectly.
Well, you want to go buy one with me?
I guess I'll make an exception.
Right.
You're gonna have to wear it. You're gonna have to wear some kind of
though, because we're not gonna. Well, when are you gonna go?
Probably won't be till. I need to find out if they're ready.
Okay.
Because last year it took a while for them to get them up and stuff.
See, babe, this is why I need that brand new truck I was telling you about.
Exactly. I think we should go shopping for one.
But in the meantime, I have a truck.
Okay.
So we can go get you.
It's a very nice truck.
Thank you.
Yeah. We only do real Christmas trees. So one year my sister switched to a fake Christmas tree because her and her husband always had real Christmas trees too. And my middle daughter, she's very smart, and she goes to her house and she goes, I see your fake tree people now.
Oh.
That's what it is.
And I was like, Alyssa, don't say that. And my sister was just like laughing her butt off because she thought it was so funny. But yeah, we've always had a real Christmas tree. And I've told my kids, if you're allergic, too bad. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Go outside.
My son would sneeze. Too bad. It's Christmas. Suck it up, buttercup. Go outside.
He's eating the stuffing. His lips are like,
he's all swollen.
It's only once a year, and it's only for 2-3 weeks.
But did you die?
Did you die? And did you not get gifts? So
your gifts will be underneath that tree.
Okay. I think we've overwhelmed our stay on this live show, even though I think the people love it. I'm just joking. Okay. Well, you guys, we're going to be here next Tuesday at 2:30. Was it 2:30 or 2 o'clock?
We changed it to 2.
To 2?
Because then you're going to move Josh.
Okay. So 2 o'clock.
What you said.
I think that's what you meant to say.
Okay. So 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock on the dot.
That's an old song.
All right. Okay, we're going to get off now, guys.
It's time to get off.
Okay, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We hope you enjoy the weekend. Be safe on the road if you're going to be buying trees. I don't even know if that's a thing right now.
It's a thing.
Okay, so be safe on the road. We will see you on Tuesday, 2 o'clock. And we hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Wonderful day.